Angeles.
Hi.
Other action figures each sold separately. From
Record the purr.
Jimmy, get the door. It must be Cousin Willie. Okay. Hi. What's up?
Ah, there we go. Something chill to watch. The following video is rated R and is intended for an adult audience. So if you're under 18, take a fucking hike, eh? As this video may contain adult themes and situations, strong language and opinions, good and bad advice, cannabis cultivation and consumption. So as long as you're a responsible adult, kick back, spark one up, and enjoy the show.
And works.
Hi everybody, Cannabeard Grows here. How the heck are you doing? Welcome to What's Growing On a Friday night. Yeah, we're gonna do some gardening here, or take a look at what I'm gardening here. I'm gonna say it right out the bat. YouTube already demonetizes me. Holy shit. Holy shit. This stuff is just growing like you've never. I've never had growth this explosive before. I'm shocked. I would say I'm at a loss for words, but let's be real. I could talk the ears off a Gundar. Yeah, it is looking really good. Last week, I was discovering a very large moisture buildup in here. The relative humidity was rising huge in here. Hi, everybody. How you doing? So I had toyed with the idea of actually taking some of the pots out and like defoliating them and putting them back in, but I've got frickin' arm problems and grips is not my strong point, and I couldn't do it. I couldn't strong arm them out of the thing. It was just too much of a hassle. So I did the best defoliation that I could. I went through there and I've cleaned up a bunch of the bottoms. I went through that back one as best I could. I'll show you in a minute here, without taking too much leaves off, and it all grew back. I took a whole bunch of leaves off last week, thinking it was going to be nice defoliation, and it all filled back in. Every little tiny leaf that was there fattened out to make room for what I just took out. So it looks the same, potentially worse than last week, even though I did a pretty big defoliation in there. We'll take a look in a minute here. Also, this system is drinking an astronomical amount of water. It is drinking probably about a gallon to 2 gallons a day. Maybe even, I'm going to say about 2 gallons a day is just being drank and or what's the word? Humidity? Off-gassing? I can't think of the word. I'm drawing an absolute freaking blank right now. Anyway. It is, they're going through a lot of water. The water levels are dropping in the reservoir, and I'm having to add myself about 4 or so gallons, transpiring. Sure. Yep. That's a good word. I've been having to add about 4 gallons, almost like a 5-gallon pail, almost full every pretty much 2 or 3 days at most. 3 days, I think. I did it on Sunday. I checked on Wednesday. It was bad. I added more water. I checked on it today. I added more water, another 4 gallons or something like that. And they're going through it. They're drinking it. They're perspiring, expiring, metabolism. Making the air humid. Okay, somebody help me here. I'm totally drawing a blank. I'm not a complete idiot, but I'm maybe a little bit of a one, but not a complete idiot. Like rainwater, evaporation. That's the fucking word I was looking for. Evaporation. Let's have a dab, everybody. Let's just calm down all these big fancy words and let's have a little dab here for a second. I'm smoking on some random sativa from a pen tip that I've had for weeks and months, and I don't know what it is, but it's good. Cheers. Yeah, these are like so smooth sometimes. You're like, did I even get a toke? And then you blow up this giant cloud and you're like, whoa, holy smokes. I definitely got a toke. So we'll get in here with the camera and we'll take a look at what's going on here. That's why people bottom feed, less evaporation. Well, yeah, that's what's happening right now. It's almost a closed system with pretty heavy evaporation still, but I don't believe that's too much to just water loss. I'm pretty sure that's just the plants drinking it and perspiring into the air, just sweating it out. Okay, so let's come on in here. Let's come in a little closer, and we'll have a look around here. Uh-oh. The second I moved the frickin' mic, or the camera, it frickin' froze. Really? Oh, I see where, too. Right there. Okay. I can fix this. Give me a second here. Can I just switch the camera on and off? Yep. Switching the camera on and off did the trick. Far out. Sorry about that, guys. That's what happens when you got frickin' cables running everywhere, man. They just, it just happens. So, I keep the lid on. There is like a lid thing. It's kind of like half zipped up open. I was just doing something earlier. But I keep it zipped up to about this little section right back here where the pipes go in. That's it. Other than that, it's a closed top. So it's not evaporating too much from this system. I fucking love this system, man. Big ups to Grow Ace, this AIRCUBE system, man. I just cannot say enough wonderful things about this. Look at that monster in the back. It just won't calm down. I mean, and it's not even the most impressive thing here. It's maybe the largest and the bushiest, but let's come on in here and take a look at some of these things. So this front row is Alien versus Triangle from Mephisto Genetics. Now look at these happy plants, man. They're just stacking the buds on too. Like the buds they're coming in here pretty thick all the way up. If you look at these towers, man, those are pretty solid towers all the way up there. It's going to be a lot of yield. I'm really impressed at this so far. Yeah, these are looking really good. And also, like, I'm just really impressed at the sheer health. Like, if you look at the ends of these, there's no tip burn. I got no tip burn going on the tips of these leaves. Or very little, considering I've even had some damage. I even had a little bit of a problem at one point. This is one of the healthiest grows I've done in a very, very, very long time. Just haven't had any problems, which is really leading me to believe that I might have had a soil toxicity issue. I might have had a problem with some soil that I kept reusing and compounding the issue, making it worse and worse and worse. So this one in the middle here was, if you guys remember, this was the little skinny one that I was like, why is it so small? And it's still quite skinny, but it's really packing the buds on. Like, the towers are freaking very... There's not a lot of room, you know what I mean? Like, they're just stacking the buds on. They're pretty small still at this point, but looking very healthy. You know what I mean? Like, I'm really happy with the outcome of this plant here, of how it's looking. You know, you look at the bottom here. Let's look up. It's always hard to convey how big something is or whatever. You know, I try to move the camera around and stuff so you can get a better view. And then this thing here is just stacking the weight on because I bent the main stalk. So, excuse me, holy crap, I apologize. I had a Coca-Cola burp sneaking up on me for the last couple minutes here. So the main stalk actually does an S turn like this because I broke it. I was trying to defoliate that one there, and I reached over and I snapped this whole branch right here. Snap. This way, and then I put a brace on it, and I put some ropes on it, and I did a bunch of things to like tie it down together, and it created quite a super node thing in here. Let's see if we can find it. Yeah, right there. Let's see here. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. There you go. There's a big knob right here. A big old knob from, that's where I accidentally broke the dang thing. And anyway, I tied it all back and it healed. And as a result, just look at this thing. It's just, it is a happy, happy, happy lady. This one here is going to be the best of the front row for sure. Like this one's looking really nice, but that is just explosive growth. Sometimes a little adversity with autoflowers will go a long way. I don't recommend doing high stress training, but if something happens, quite often, it'll probably end up being better somehow. And then, if you look back in here, way back, we got Super Lemon Haze from ILGM. This is supposed to be a Super Lemon Haze, too, this giant bush thing here. Look at this. Look how big this is. Let's get this thing out of the way here a little bit. You look down at that pot, and look how big of a fucking plant that is. That is all one plant there. I've had to cut the tops twice. You heard me. I trimmed the tops off of this thing 2 fucking times because it just wouldn't stop stretching. And I feel bad about that, but look, as you can see, it's only got like a freaking another 4 inches or something back there before it's touching the lights again. I think we're good now, but holy smokes. It just wanted to grow, this one in the back. It is just an absolute jungle. I really wish I could move it, but that's one of the unfortunate realities of a grid laid out measured system like this, is you can't really adjust them. I can't give it more space if I wanted it or move it around. It's kind of stuck where it is. I did, like I said, about a week ago, I took a chunk out of this off spout here so I could pull all of this way a couple inches, about 3 or 4 inches, and then plugged it back in so that it pulled it away from the wall a little bit. And then due to the fact that there's nothing in this pot, I kind of pushed this pot forward and then this pot in and this pot in so that the back hose sort of does one of these. It's doing a bit of a dip in the back. It's kind of being, so that the outer two are being pushed towards the center a little bit so that I got a little bit more room behind them in the corners. I'm running a dehumidifier here all day, every day. And it sits right here, right where my feet are, and blows the air down this tunnel here, which kind of like sort of does a roundabout. But this is where the air goes, whoosh, like this. And that's been keeping everything pretty good. I got the MARSHYDRO oscillating fan. Speaking of which, this episode is brought to you in part by MARSHYDRO. You know them, you love them. Use my name as a code. Save yourself a couple of bucks on some MARSHYDRO gear. On that note, right above me here, if you want one of these fans for free, I've got a video, just a couple videos back from earlier last week. I'm giving away a free fan. So go check out the video, and all you got to do is like comment in a video or two. Every new video that you comment on gives you a new entry, so go check that out, man. It's I love it. I want more of them myself. Yeah. So if you don't win and you want to buy one anyway, use my name as a code. Save yourself a couple of bucks. Also, they're having their 15th year anniversary right now, so there's a couple of really big fat sales going on over at MARSHYDRO that will trump my code. That'll do better than my code. And they got some other giveaways going on their own, so go check all that stuff out. Big thanks, MARSHYDRO. Yeah, it is growing real good in there, man. I'm very, very, very happy with this so far. I do have the dehumidifier going, as I said, pushing air in that way, and it sort of goes around. I've got that oscillating fan in the back that is definitely getting behind this one here, and it is getting behind it. And then I've got another oscillating fan right here, you can see, and it's kind of blowing under the skirt. I have not seen any more spider mites since that one little tiny mishap. I had some spider mites climbing on a flower that I had growing in here, and I took the flower outside and sprayed it down with some chemical knockout bug Dr. Doom stuff outside. And then inside I used my canifogger, this thing here, and sprayed everything down with some Dr. Zymes, which is a citric acid and enzyme combo. And that does a pretty good job against bugs and stuff. And I fogged the lower area really good so that the tops of the pots got a good soak. Anything underneath the grate, if you look down, I've actually got some plastic shelves on the floor here that have grates all through them, and that adds for really good airflow. It also brings all of these pots up about this much higher off the floor. I've got a bit of an uneven floor here, so what this does is this guarantees that this thing here is the lowest point in the chain of systems, so it always drains back into here, which was the point, and that's why I did it that way. Working good so far. I'm thoroughly impressed. If you too want to check out one of these AirCube systems, Grow Ace is the company. There's a link in the description below. There's a discount code there. You can save yourself a couple of bucks. It is the best growing system I've ever used. I'm floored. I'm going to have a hard time growing indoor in anything but this for a while. And I just placed the order for the next line of nutrients that I'm using. For the last many years, for the last like 4 or 5 years, I've been only using Emerald Harvest nutrients for bottled nutrients. That's for anything hydroponic. That's for anything indoors. And heck, even sometimes if I got a deficiency, I'll whip something up outdoors for my outdoor stuff. But outdoors, generally, I grow with Gaia Green top dressing and lots of homemade composts and teas and worm castings and all that kind of good stuff from outdoors. But inside, I have a very different program. I run bottled nutrients because it's easy, it's clean, it's measurable, it's a little more expensive than I would like than dry amendments, but you can't use dry amendments for water stuff, so it's what I got to do. Anyway, I ordered, for anybody that doesn't know, I did a poll here on the community, and I asked you guys what I should be growing with, and hands down, over like 70% of the votes were for Advanced Nutrients pH Perfect line. I had about 5 or 6 different options there, and everybody wanted me to use that one. Next in line was a company called Canna. I am interested in the company called Canna, but for now, I ordered that Advanced Nutrients. So that's what's coming in the mail here soon. That'll be next run. Yeah, this is one of the best grows I've ever had with this Emerald Harvest. And that goes to show me that I think there was a problem with my soil that I was using. I think me reusing my soil over and over and over and over and over again, maybe I wasn't flushing things enough. There's a really good chance I was not flushing things enough. And that it has such a high level of like flowering nutrients due to the fact that that's whatever it was at the end. And I don't generally flush my plants when it comes to soil. And I only sort of flush the soil when I'm like reusing it, and I think it build up and build up and build up to a point of like near toxicity levels, and I was having struggles with all my grows and I couldn't figure out why, and I think that's why. I think it was the soil that I was trying to use over and over again. Caldeo says he uses Canna 15 years ago. A and B and COCO. That's what I'm using here. This is all COCO. This is cocoa and perlite. 1/3 perlite, 2/3 cocoa. I am shocked at the fucking growth that I've got here. I'm not going to quit growing in dirt, but I'm probably going to quit growing in dirt in my house, at least for this kind of a setup. If I'm doing like I said this before, and I'll say it again, but if I'm doing a breeding project or just growing one plant or something in a different tent, it'll be soil. But the reality is, this is my new go-to. I might only run, I might reconfigure this setup down here. Hey, it's Pepper. I might reconfigure this setup down here to only 4 pots for the next run, just because. Hello, little Pepper. This is Pepper. She's one of our rescue kitties from the kitty cat shelter. Hello, honey. Meow. She's a little sweetheart. She always wants to come in and see what I'm doing in the garden here. I give her leaves sometimes. She likes them. And my hands are sticky because I was touching the weed, and now I got tons of cat hair on my hands. Yeah, that's a thing. Anyway, next run, I'm probably going to run only 4 just to give myself more room so that if this happens here in the back again, I'll have more room. I'm not going to be running these exact same things here, but yeah, I'm going to be checking them out for sure. Look into new... I can't even pronounce that. How is gnats with your new watering system? If you're talking about like the little bugs, I had a little bit of a bug problem in the very beginning, but as soon as I ramped up my fans, oscillating fans, and gave it a little tiny spray, everything went back to normal. Hi, Pepper. Meow. Hi, girl. You coming in here to say hi? Yeah. And that's about where I sit right now. It is not ready yet, obviously, but I mean, some of them are looking close. We probably got a couple more weeks anyway. Probably at least 2 more weeks for some of them, maybe more even, because I don't know. They're getting fat and frosty and looking good. I'm really happy and really liking what I'm seeing here with all this stuff going on here, man. We probably got at least 2, maybe 3 more weeks. I kind of foresee this one and this one getting harvested a couple of days, if not maybe a week before these two. Both this one and this one both look like they're developmentally behind. You can see that it's got lots of buds, but it looks like it's got a ways to go, whereas parts of this almost look ready. It's still a little skinny and need lots of time to thicken up and bulk up, but parts of it look like it's looking fat. I don't know. They are just growing differently. It's kind of strange that these 3 are supposed to be the same, and all 3 of them are growing very differently. And then the back 2 are supposed to be the same, and one's a fucking giant, massive super bush, and the other one's small but super mighty back there. Let me give you one more good look at this little one in the back here, this other super lemon haze. It's looking mighty down here, man. It is looking nice and stinky. It's just hard to get at because everything's in the way, and I can't move any of it. Speaking of being in the way, I got a cat trying to trip me. Pepper. She's trying to kill me and eat my body. Is that what you're trying to do, Peps? Is that what you're trying to do? Yeah, you wanna love on the bar? Oh yeah, you do. This cat is so full of love. She's just a little love muffin. She just bakes biscuits all over the place and just loves everything. She's purring really hard right now, like a little motor. Yeah, you're awesome, kitty. Well, folks, that's about all I got for today. I don't know what else to say. It's humid in here. It's warm. I want to turn this dehumidifier back on and get the heck out of this room and start making some dinner because I'm hungry. So, Y'all have yourself a wonderful Friday night. Don't forget to like the video, stoners. Come on. I know it's easy to forget, but please hit that like button. It only takes a second. It's free, blah, 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 blah. You know the drill. Subscribe if you're not already. That way you can get updates about this. And double check, everybody double check every once in a while that the bell for notifications is set to all. YouTube, for some reason, always changes that on people for some reason without any warning. People will just be like, hey, I wasn't getting notifications for the past couple weeks, and it was because my settings were changed, and I know I didn't do it. So just double check on it every once in a while. Other than that, I'll be back here on YouTube on Sunday for Sunday session. And I've got another greenhouse episode coming out real soon, so stay tuned for that. Don't forget to enter my giveaway on the previous video from this week. It's a published video, not a live stream, so go check that out. You'll see it. It says giveaway all over it. It's hard to miss. It's a big bright video thumbnail. If you can't wait till Sunday and you want to hang out more with me, I've been streaming the new Ark Ascended quite heavily on Twitch lately, and I'm trying to beat the game by going through all the bosses and stuff. It's a real pain in the arse, but come join me and watch me fail and succeed and do dino stuff over there if you want to hang out and smoke pot. That's where I do it. So cheers. Have a good Friday night. It's dinner time now. I'm going to go. Cheers. Have a good one. Bye-bye, everybody.